Hello, welcome. I'm Deborah Leon, and welcome to Chair Yoga with Resistance Bands. So last week we looked at neck and shoulders. We focused on that. And in this one, we're going to be focusing on the hips and legs. So the equipment that you might need, again, all of this is really optional, except the chair, you kind of need that. But other things are optional. If you have a resistance band, feel free to grab that. Either a yoga block, okay, or if you don't have a block, you can grab a blanket or even a larger towel and then roll it up. So just so you know, what we'll be using that for in a moment, in a little bit, is something between the knees. So if a block is not comfortable, maybe a towel would feel better for you. And we're just going to be kind of squeezing the knees a little bit to strengthen the inner thigh. Okay, so if you'd like to join me, feel free to take a moment to grab whatever you may need, and then we'll begin. So in last week's video, we worked on the shoulders, the neck and shoulders. Feel free to check that out if you like. But otherwise, we're just going to get started with the legs. So come to a comfortable seated position. The practice is done entirely seated. And just have your band somewhere where you can reach it. Okay, we're not going to use it right away, but just have it somewhere convenient for you to reach. And just take a moment to close the eyes and just notice how you feel before you even practice. Having that comparison between before and after you practice can be very helpful. So just notice. Allow your breath to be nice and smooth. If you know Ujjayi, feel free, ocean sounding breath. Otherwise, just breathe smooth. And then opening the eyes. And as always, if anything doesn't feel good to you, skip it, okay? So we're going to start by just warming up our ankles. So just raise the feet, just making some nice slow circles with your ankles. And then going the other direction. If it's too much to do both legs, you could do one at a time and then change. Okay, just make sure you get in both directions. Okay, and then bringing the feet back down. So we're going to have our feet about hips width apart. And if you like, you could sit up nice and tall and take your hands onto your knees. And you can actually kind of press down into your knees if you like. We're going to do heel and toe raises, going back and forth. So we're going to raise the heels, lower, raise the toes, lower. Heels, lower, toes, lower. Heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, okay, heels, toes, 3 more, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, and toes. Okay, so now we're going to take 15 leg extensions. So we're just going to take our hands onto the hips if you like. If you'd like more support, you can hold the chair, or you can lean back in the chair a little bit if you need to, but keep your spine long if you need extra support. Otherwise, hands on the hips and kind of grow tall, lengthen your spine. Then we're going to raise the right leg just a little bit. And then we're going to extend out and exhale, bend. Now, if it hurts your knee to extend out, if you feel there's pain in the joint, don't force it, okay? It doesn't have to be totally straight, but just do what you can. Okay, we're doing this 15 times. So that's 4. Just breathe. 5, 6, 7, 8, you can stop anytime if you need to, 9, 10, 11, 12, continue to breathe. I know it's common to kind of start holding the breath, so breathe. 1 more, and 15, okay, other side. So raising the right leg just a little bit, left leg rather, and we're just going to extend out and exhale, bend. So you're maybe feeling that quadricep, the front of that thigh, engaging. We really want to wake up those muscles. So the front of the thigh rather, these muscles actually help support the knee. So very important. Okay, that's 7, I think. I may have lost count. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2 more, 14, and 15. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to take what are called clamshells. This is where we use the resistance bands. So we're going to take the band around the legs. Take the feet together if you can, or closer together, as close as you can without strain. And then we're going to take the band over the thighs, and then you're going to cross them underneath and hold the band. So we're holding the opposite ends, basically. The band is crossed underneath the thighs. And then just holding the band, spine nice and tall. And then we're going to take the knees apart and back together 15 times. So grow tall, lengthen the spine, breathe smoothly, try not to hold the breath. We're going to take the knees apart, keeping the feet together, and then bring the knees together. So we're opening the knees and then closing the knees, okay? Breathe. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and breathe, 12, 3 more, 13, 14, and 15, okay? Good. Okay, so now we're going to release the band. So now we're going to introduce either a towel or a blanket. I have a small blanket here. You can either roll that up and place that between your knees, okay? Or you can take a yoga block if you have one, place that between your knees. Either one is fine. And we're going to engage and strengthen the inner thighs here. So hands on the hips. Grow nice and tall. And then we're going to pulse. We're going to squeeze the block, little pulses. So we're going to do that 15 times. Okay? So spine tall, inhale, and then breathe. 1, 2, it's little pulses. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3 more, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so that's strengthening the inner thigh. So we're going to put the block to the side. And then if you like, we're just going to take these heel toes, taking the legs out and then back in. So starting with our feet together. It's a little bit of a coordination exercise, so hang in there. So the feet are going to be first together. And then we're going to take the heels out, then the toes out, the heels out, toes out. One more, heel out, toes out. Then bring the toes in, heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in, heels in. Toes out, heels out, toes out, heels out, toes out, heels out. And then heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to take the feet a little bit wide as you can comfortably take them. And you're going to press down into your heels and lengthen your spine upward. Okay, so we're growing nice and tall. Now, if you like, you can keep your hands down by your sides at an angle, palms facing forward. Breathing deeply. Otherwise, if you like, you could take goalpost arms and breathe. And then exhale, lowering the arms, taking the legs forward. And then we're just going to stretch a little bit. So we're going to take the right leg forward, hands on the left thigh. Inhale, grow nice and tall, lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, we're going to tilt the pelvis forward. Try not to round the low back. Lead with the heart. Okay? Breathing deeply. Little stretch for the back of the leg. And then on your next inhale, coming back up. Changing sides. Bending up the left leg, right leg, taking the left leg forward, grow tall, lengthen the spine. Exhale, tilting the pelvis forward as we arch. As we come forward. Lead with the heart. And then on your next inhale, coming back up to neutral and taking the feet back in. Okay, taking our feet a little bit wide again. Hands to the inner thigh or elbows. And just gently come forward as you press the thighs away. Keep the spine long. And then inhale as we come back up. Take the feet back together. Now for this one, it's a little bit of a stretch for the outer hip. If you have a block, you can either use the block and put your right foot on the block with the foot flexed and just rotate the thigh out a little bit. Lengthen the spine. If you feel anything in your knee, skip this. Okay, do not force this. Otherwise, you can inhale, grow tall, tilting the pelvis forward as you take a little bit of a forward fold. We want to get a stretch in that outer hip. If this feels like you're not really getting a stretch and there's no pain in doing so, you can take the right foot on top of the left thigh. It's a little bit more of a stretch, so don't be forceful. Okay, listen to your body. So keeping the foot flexed, spine nice and tall, tilt the pelvis forward, and maybe just coming forward a little bit. You might not have to go very far at all before you feel a bit of a stretch. And once you feel a stretch, that's good enough. Don't feel like you have to go too far, okay? Breathe. And then inhale as we come back up to a neutral spine, gently releasing that leg. And then we're going to change sides. Either left foot comes onto the block, hands on the right knee, grow tall, tilt the pelvis forward as you come forward, or taking that left foot on top of the right thigh, flexing the foot, grow tall, and then tilting the pelvis forward as we take a little forward fold, just to the point where we feel a little stretch in that outer left hip. And breathe. And then inhale as we come back up. Exhale, gently release. And then just taking the block, put that to the side if it's down there. Taking the hands onto the knees, eyes gently closed. And just take a moment to notice how you feel after you've practiced. You notice a difference? Are you holding the breath? So, if so, just soften a bit and allow the breath to flow in and out. As you enjoy a few moments here of quiet. And then opening the eyes if they were closed. And if you like, taking the hands in front of the heart. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below to ask. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.